PDN is close. I mean, it's like 1 cent away, so you can. I mean, if you want, you can just go for it in the morning and risk it, but that's up to you. But it just missed the criteria, so less chance of it working, obviously. All right, I'll start in just a little bit. Okay, so it looks like we have a normal gap scan again, so that's nice. It means that momentum is back into small caps, and I mean, it's about time. We had a pretty dead December. I think like only the first week of December was still like pretty hot, and then everything else kind of died, which sucks because I was gone for a couple weeks and then came back and everything was dead, and I really wanted to trade, but it's okay. It's finally back to normal. Hopefully January is going to be a good month. There's quite a bit that you can trade off of the gap scan, which is nice, but I'm only going to be focusing on 3. One is going to be a potential trade out of the open. The other 2 are going to be, as of now, likely 10:30 plus 11 a.m. plus trades. And then CNFR, even though it is up a lot, you know, and it went all the way up to $9, so it was up like 200, 300, probably 250 maybe. No, probably like 200%. No, let's see. Yeah, like 250. Its float is just a little too low for me to trade it, and the pre-market volume is not quite there. I mean, the volume by the time the market opens is probably going to be just at the minimum, but so that plus like the float that's just a little too low, I'm just probably gonna leave that one alone. BNGO is a potential first red day. I'm probably not gonna trade it just because the float is quite large. But the daily setup isn't perfect. Plus, it started out from 50 cents or so. Had a green day, a red day, 2 green days. Not an ideal. I want to see like multiple, like at least 3 green days in a row. I don't want to really see consolidation in the middle. So it likely has its first real red day today, but after like a morning spike, but I'm probably not going to touch it. Hey, what's up, Preston? But I do see, like, if you are going to trade it, what I do think is going to happen is like a morning spike, and then once that tops out, then you can attack it on a bounce, risking the high day. And I think that's how it's going to play out, and then it's probably going to fade. And then you probably get a fade to like 150 or so. Probably spikes, maybe 220s, 210, 220, and then fades down to like 150. That's how I think it's gonna trade. But I mean, obviously anything can happen. I'm not trying to predict. You just kind of want to trade off of what happens. So the other 2 that, so the first one is HEPA, and this one is one I would be trading out of the open. This one gapped up decently. The float is good. The market volume is good. It pulled back quite a bit though. So I would be looking for a morning spike to short into. I would need probably $3 to 3.1 if at the very minimum. risking pre-market high, and then try to fade it down to 250s or so. Can we get that? Hopefully, but we'll see what happens. That's quite a reach though, from 250s to get to $3. It's quite a reach. That's about a 20. That's like at least a 20% morning spike, which is kind of pushing it, but we'll see. Hopefully we can get it. The other one is IPDN. This one gapped up nicely as well, about 70% or so. Looking pretty weak so far. It technically, for me to trade, Preston, you avoid pre-market now? Yep, I do. I don't trade pre-market anymore. Well, I just noticed. I mean, the market is kind of slightly going back to normal, how it used to be. So I'll maybe later in later after New Year's, maybe I will revisit the idea of shorting pre-market. But a lot of 2020 shorting pre-market just didn't offer any edge. Most of the time, pre-market meant you were going to get squeezed in. For the most part, if you were in pre-market, your entry would have been much lower than if you had just waited for the open. So just after analyzing a bunch of charts, I realized that the open was not worth it. Is that why you're sitting really far away?
No, this is turbo kicked in. I don't know what that means.
Sorry. My brother's computer went super loud. It's like the fan's going off. It's annoying. What's up, Bruno? So yeah, Preston, I'm avoiding pre-market as of right now. IPDN, actually, okay, wow, that was a decent pull on it. So let's see, the low was 181. So now it meets the same criteria that HEPA meets. So I'm going to be looking for a morning spike, risking pre-market highs, and I'm going to be actually figuring this out right now, just because it just met my criteria for shorting it. Let's see, 137. So right now I'm finding kind of where it can go to, plus the halfway point. Okay. Let's see. On the daily, looks like 150 is kind of support. Yeah, Preston, I'm IPDN is one on watch. It's the one that we're going over right now as well. So 150 looks like daily support. 150, 160. So that matches pretty well with about 75% retracement. So we'll use, let's see, I'm gonna go with 160, probably where it can, maximum of where it can fade to today. Now to find the minimum where it needs to spike to, based off of just like one-to-one risk to reward, find the middle of that. It's gonna be 2.4 to, so it's gonna be $2. So basically I need a morning spike to $2. for me to trade this. So I would be shorting morning spike $2 at least minimum, risking 2.4 or 2.38 if you want to be exact, and cover goal would be 1.6. Obviously, it'd be nice to get something over 2, so it's so it doesn't have to be so exactly down to the penny. If we can get like 2.1, 2.15, 2.2, that would be perfect. And then, because then you can get better risk to reward. It's not going to be 1-to-1. It's going to be like 2-to-1. So or 3-to-1 even. So that'd be really sweet. Anything 2.1 and over would be amazing. And then goal of 1.6. So that was kind of nice. We just did that. Kind of my process of how I figure out what my plan on live stream. So that's cool. And then the other ones, so HEPA and EPDN are gonna be the ones I watch out of the gate, once market opens. And then NEAT at this point, it hasn't pulled back enough for me to trade it out of the open. So I will be waiting for 10:30, 11 a.m. plus. The plan on this one would be to, if in the morning we have a morning spike and it's below pre-market highs, I'm going to be using pre-market highs likely as risk, shorting a pop. If we go over pre-market highs, if we spike over pre-market highs, then I'm going to be using just high of day of the spike and shorting a pop. 10:30, 11 a.m. plus. And then you can probably fade this down to, if it breaks through pre-market highs, then I'm not sure where it can fade to, but if it doesn't, at this point, you can probably get like 13s. Probably 13 is where it can fade to. Looking at the date, between 13 and 14 is where it likely fades to. Okay, so that's really it. Let's see if there's anything new that popped up. There is iMac. Let's see, iMac. Check the float. Okay, 7 mil float. That's nice. It's not. I don't think it's not really up enough though. Let's see, 174. Closed at 118 times 1.5. So it needs to hit 177 at least to be up 50%. Okay, there we go. Okay, so hit 179. So now we're up over 50%. 180. Okay, perfect. So this looks like another one that could be a potential trade. As of now, this is going to be something 10:30, 11 a.m. plus, just because one, it's just popped up, but also it's at its highs. So there's really no chart yet that's formed pre-market. So, but that's cool. Something else came up, so now we have another potential trade. But let's see, what's the news? Completes first infusion of stem cells in clinical study. This news seems pretty positive, but let me check. Because I mean, news can seem good, but if the company sucks, then it doesn't matter. Okay, they lose money, more and more money every year. All their ratios are garbage. So yeah, this company sucks. So the news probably doesn't really mean that much. And then let's see if they have any dilution. Okay, yeah, and they have a lot to dilute. So yeah, probably likely another short potential trade as of now, 10:30, 11 a.m. plus. Okay, and yeah, financials suck on it. Preston, you're right. 1 month cash left. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't even notice that part. I don't look into fundamentals too much just because I trade now off of probability and stats now. I don't really dig too much into fundamentals anymore. I'm basically, my whole point now is to take out any discretionary decisions and just leave it up to stats. It makes it easier on emotions. It makes it easier just to execute and things like that. So I don't really look too much into fundamentals, but I thought it would be fun to check that out on iMac, just because the news looked really good. At least the headline did. Okay, that's it for today. So if you guys don't have any other questions, then that's gonna be it for today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And tomorrow's gonna be, I think tomorrow's half day if I'm not mistaken, and it should be the last day of the week to trade because then we have New Year's. But I gotta recheck the schedule because I'm not entirely sure on it being a half day tomorrow. But alright guys, it seems like it was a good live stream. I will see you guys next or tomorrow.